Hello and welcome back to this edition of Media Champions. I'm Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. Here on Daily Ad Brief, we like to bring folks in who are the subject matter experts when it comes to media and marketing to share their best practices, to kick around some ideas, and maybe share some aha moments. Somebody that's on the program today, you're going to be so excited you stopped by to see. We've got Lauren Ridgley, who is the CEO of Left Hand Agency. Love the name of the agency. Lauren, thank you for being on Media Champions.
Thank you for having me.
I was just telling you.
Appreciate it.
My mom's a lefty too. She says lefties are all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we like to have fun.
I can tell that you're passionate about what you do and that you do like to have fun. Your website is phenomenal. So kudos on that. And it's important when people are telling their story to be able to have clear content. Can we talk about content first? And I mean content across the board, from the website to social media. Why is clear content so important?
Well, it's the first defining stop on your brand. So, I mean, you could consider your website to be your storefront. You wouldn't want to have a messy storefront. People wouldn't want to stop by. Same thing goes with how you're positioning yourself on your social profiles. And in addition to content you're sharing and creating from blog posts, is it on brand? Does it explain what you do really well? Does it position you as an expert? All of those things matter across the board. So
I know that you've been doing this for quite a while. What do you see as quickly as we are talking about this world of media? It's changing moment to moment. So can you share your expertise? What do you think is going to be the biggest change, say, in the next 2 years?
Everything is going to be starting to shift and converge to digital. So we're seeing more and more of it whenever it's possible, whether that be digital out of home, where you can buy billboards, programmatically. Even television is going to start to be addressable. There's something called Next TV, where broadcast stations are suddenly going to have an internet feed connected, and you're going to be able to insert ads one-on-one versus broadcasting ads. So you can have digital targeting on broadcast buys, which is going to be incredible. All of these things are going to continue to happen. You can buy ad tops on cars now that are geo-fenced. Like back in the day, the taxi cabs used to have like the Broadway shows on the top of their car. Well, now it's a digital ad, and you can change it out. If you drive by a sub shop, the sub shop can like advertise their daily deal on the top of that ad just when it's within like the block. So there's a ton of new capabilities that are going to be coming on as things continue to converge and everything moves towards sort of a digital buying structure. So,
Lauren, can you share with us who are your favorite customers?
Well, I work a lot with television marketing, so at local TV stations. My background was I was a TV station producer and creative services director for many years before I moved into media buying and advertising agency ownership. So I love working with those guys because they're my people. I've sat in their chair in many cases. I understand their challenges. A lot of them have internal marketing departments. So part of what I get to do is come in and collaborate with folks instead of I'm producing the creative, which is a lot of fun. And I enjoy that part and being able to guide them and using what I can see on my side to tell them if things are effective. So those clients are fun. I have a motorcycle exhaust client that I find to be very, very fun because the product is so different from anything else that I market. And so finding that different audience and solving the mystery of how do we find them online in different spaces has been really fun too. So.
Wow. I love motorcycle exhaust. I'm kidding.
Yeah, they think loud. No one loves them. No one loves them unless you have a motorcycle. Then you love them. But
right. Yeah. Well, no. Back to your comment about working with TV. I'm a former TV person myself, and think back. Okay, back in the day when there's no way, and there would be news directors and general managers that would say, we'll never sponsor any part of the newscast. And now it's like the weather's brought to you by, the A Block story is brought to you by. Isn't it funny how times change?
Yes. And they're starting to move more towards more away from that and towards sponsoring like special shows that are sort of the pay to play shows. Mm-hmm. But you're still going to see anything that is non-controversial, as you know, like weather, sports, those segments are going to continue to have the sponsorships built in. Hopefully that's the end of it, because I never want to see anything that's going to blur the lines of journalism for folks.
Right.
But it's definitely been muddied enough in the past couple of years by other outside factors that we need to make sure that people still really, really trust local news stations, and we need to keep it that way. So.
Amen, sister. And as they say, all politics are local, all news is local. That is the absolute truth.
Absolutely.
But before you get away, I want to talk about media planning and why it's important for people to have a plan. What advice do you offer to a potential new client when it comes to media planning?
Well, keep what you think you know at the door, and talk to somebody who is sort of seen the whole landscape when it comes to media planning. A lot of people walk in the door and say, like, I don't like billboards, they don't work, or I don't like radio, no one listens anymore. Make sure that you really are basing that judgment on expertise and the numbers instead of how you're feeling about it. I had a client I wanted to do Pandora for. And she said, well, no one listens to that anymore. And I was like, it's just not the case. And there's ways to get a streaming audience, maybe not just on Pandora, but just because you don't listen to it doesn't mean the audience isn't there. So I have a lot of that I have to coach clients with on where they're going to put their money and whether or not it's going to be the right audience, because it's not all about what you like. And just having a partner that you really trust when it comes to media buying, someone who's going to look out for your best interests at all times. Make sure that they're going to be fiercely negotiating your rates and looking down to the fine level detail. I do buy a lot of out of home, making sure that I'm really going to look at the boards. Even if it's online, I'm driving on Google Streets, making sure that I'm doing the due diligence to make sure those boards are a good spot, because there's a lot of money being invested.
And that is why you would make a terrific partner for a business to partner with. Lauren, thank you so much for being on Media Champions. I do hope you'll come back on the show, because I think there are so many more layers that we could discuss. And the expertise that you bring to the table, having worked in the business, makes it even sweeter.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh, so glad you could carve out time to be with us. And thank you for watching and for carving out time to be with us. If you want to make the connect with Lauren, we can help you do that. All you do is go to dailyadbrief.com. Hope you'll come back for more Media Champions, because we have a lot more to serve up for you. I'm your host, Mary Therese in Atlanta. Hope you have a great day.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.